really long fingertips from the toes. And then gather the energy back in, maybe taking reclined butterfly just for a few breaths here. Using this first pose to check in with your breath rhythm. Try to soften your shoulders away from your ears. Soften your facial muscles. Just check in to see how your body feels today. Take some big breaths, sending them all the way down to your low belly and lower back. Letting the inhale be just as long as the exhale. Let's bring the knees back in towards one another. You're going to draw your right knee in towards your chest and stretch out your left leg out in front of you. Try to push into that left heel as you draw the right thigh in a little bit closer. Keep your shoulders on the floor. And I like to just sway the right knee a little bit side to side. Checking in with the hip flexors, we will be strengthening our hip flexors quite a bit. So it helps to lengthen them first. And let's find a twist, so cross your right knee over to the left. You can use your left hand to help this motion along. Reach your right arm out to the side. As you inhale, come all the way back to center. And let's straighten the right leg up towards the sky. And you might just hold on to the back of the hamstrings or up towards the calf or the ankle. You can bend and straighten the leg here, just checking into the hamstring and seeing how the back of that leg is feeling. If there's any tightness or tension. And I like to point and flex the foot. You might notice that it's quite tight there, especially if you wear high heels a lot. And now point through both feet. You're going to curl head and shoulders off the mat as if you're going to bring your forehead to touch towards your knee, and see if you can hover that left leg just a few inches off the floor. So push your lower back down into the mat, draw your navel in, curl up a tiny bit higher, and stay exactly as you are, where your arms are either going to reach towards that left foot, or you can make this a little bit harder for yourself by extending your arms up overhead. But keep trying to split the legs open away from one another. Take one more big breath wherever you are. And both knees come in towards the belly. Release head and shoulders back down to the floor. Let's switch sides. So keep the left knee where it is and straighten your right leg out in front of you. Pushing into your right heel. And again, maybe just swaying a little bit side to side. Might notice a difference from one side to the other. We'll carry it over into a twist, so your left knee crosses over your body towards the right side of your mat, and your left arm can extend out to the side. Try to keep your chest facing up, just stretching to the outer glutes. Motion and mobility through the spine, these twists. Slow, steady breaths. Inhale, back to center. Let's stretch into the hamstring. So left leg goes up towards the ceiling. And hold on to whatever works for you here. And again, you might feel good bending and straightening that leg a little bit. Maybe flexing and pointing through the foot. Normal for one leg to feel a lot tighter than the other. And now pointing through both feet, curl head and shoulders off the mat. So squeeze through the abdominals and lift the right foot a few inches off the floor. So keep trying to pull and draw your left thigh in closer towards you And choose where you'd like to bring your arms, either reaching towards the right foot or extending up overhead. So split the legs further away from one another, point into the toes, reach, extend a little longer, inhale. And knees come in, exhale, lower all the way back down, feet flat to the mat, take your bridge pose. Push into the heels, curl tailbone up, lift your hips, low back and mid back off the floor. Squeeze into the glutes, keep your knees hugging into the midline so that they don't splay open towards the little toes. And curl back down nice and slow, inch by inch, until the hips come back down to the mat. And let's rock up to take a seat. Gonna come into half butterfly or like a head to knee pose. So extend your right leg out, keep your left foot in towards the inner groin. Coming into a side bend here, you can slide your right hand down your leg, left arm extends up and all the way over. Think of rolling your left shoulder back. Inhale, lift back up, left hand down, baby wild thing, reach your right arm up and back. Pressing open through your hips. And set your hips down. You're gonna turn so that your chest faces over towards that right leg. So really working on strengthening the hip flexors, you're gonna place your fingertips and your hands on either side of that right leg. And without leaning back, see if you can point through those right toes and then pick up the leg. So you're really gonna feel the hip flexors work and then drop it back down. So try not to lean back as the leg comes up. We're gonna do 5 more like this. Inhale and exhale. 4 more, squeeze. 3, 2, pull the belly in, last one, 1, and release. So you should feel that. Let's bend into the right knee and we'll go to the other side. Left leg extends out. Start with a side bend, so left hand moves down, right arm goes all the way up and over. Roll your right shoulder down and away from your ear. Lift up to your baby wild thing, right hand down, left arm stretches up and back as you push into your hips. A little bit of a back bend. And as your hips come back down, we're gonna face the chest over towards the left thigh and frame that front leg with your palms. Point through the left toes. It does make a bit of a difference and helps a little bit here. Squeeze and engage through your abdominals to pick up that left leg as high as you can get it. And then drop it back down. And we're gonna do that 5 more times. Inhale up, exhale to lower. Inhale lift, lower down, 3 more, squeeze, release, 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale up, and release, cross at the ankles. Let's find tabletop pose on hands and knees. Palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, just cat and cow as you inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract, chin to chest. Take a few more here, go at your own pace. Think of opening through your chest and getting rid of any aches and pains in the low back. We'll make our way to our first downward facing dog. So you might need to move your hands a couple inches past your shoulders. Curl your toes under and lift your hips up and back. So feet are hip width distance apart, palms are shoulder width distance apart. And go ahead and bend your right knee as much as you can and push into your left heel. So stretching into the calf, the ankle, to the hamstrings. And then switch sides, bend your left knee, push into your right heel. Keep your arms long here, even though we're focusing on the lower body. Maintain the alignment through your spine, through your arms. Find your neutral downward facing dog, 3-legged dog. Right leg rises up to the sky, bend your right knee and open up that hip. So try to get your right knee to point up towards the ceiling. Get your knee to be as high as you can get it by keeping the elbows straight. Straighten and square that right leg, and as you exhale, tap your knee to your nose, come forward into your plank pose. Inhale, 3-legged dog, extend, twice more like this. Exhale, squeeze it in, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, squeeze, and you're gonna step that foot all the way through, lower the back knee down to the mat. So low lunge, feet are hip width distance apart. Push into the feet as you lift on up. So after those little hip strengthening drills, should feel good to take a low lunge. Think of reaching your tailbone down and pushing the hips forward and down. As the arms extend up, we're gonna cactus shape the arms. So bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you as you lift up through the heart. So a little bit of a back bend. Not jamming in our lower back here. We're really thinking of lengthening and opening through the upper part of the spine. Keep your elbows uplifted. Inhale. And exhale. Fingertips come down. You're going to shift your weight back as you straighten the straighten the right leg. Curl the toes towards you and hinge forward as you fold. Getting deeper into your hamstrings. Lift the chest up a little bit. Point your right toes forward. Squeeze into the glutes. And just like what we did seated, see if you can pick up that right foot from off the floor. And release it back down. Bend into the front knee. Taking a little vinyasa. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga all the way to the floor. Point your toes back. 3 baby cobras. Inhale, upper body lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up, so cactus arms, just like in low lunge. Exhale, down. Last one, inhale, lift. And release. Palms down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Let's make our way to the other side. Left leg rises. Bend your left knee, open up your hip. So again, you're trying to get your knee to point up towards the ceiling, almost as if your left heel was going to touch your seat. Both elbows are straight. Straighten and square the left leg. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze, contract. Inhale, extend it up and back. Squeeze it in, look past your palms and step the foot through, low lunge, so the back knee comes down to the mat. You can push down into your feet in order to lift up. Cactus shape again here. So bending the elbows, imagine you're squeezing a little pencil in between your shoulder blades and maybe shifting your gaze up. Think of lifting out of your lower back, pulling the navel in, reaching your tailbone down. Release fingertips to the floor, shift your weight back. Straighten the left leg, flex through your left toes, and fold in. Trying to get your forehead to the shin. Flat back, come up a little bit higher onto your fingertips. Point your left toes forward and see if you're able to pick up the heel from off the mat. So you really need to engage your core here. The left foot comes down. Bend into that left knee, plant the palms, take your flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down. 3 baby cobras. Inhale, upper body lifts. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push into the feet to rise. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. From our down dog, reach your right leg up, keep it straight and squared this time. And as you exhale, tap your right knee towards your outer right shoulder, as high up as you can get it. Inhale, back up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, same thing, squeeze, pull it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Bring your knee to center, step it through once more. We're coming back into that low lunge, so the back knee comes down to the floor. Push down into your feet as you lift up. So make sure tailbone is reaching down, crown of the head is extending up, and you're gonna open the arms into a twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Still bending into that front knee. Stay here if this is enough, or you can reverse to go further. Right hand towards your left thigh or towards the shin. Left arm reaches up and back. There should be no pinching or no pain in your lower back. If there is, it means you've gone too far.